Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel again. I am International Master Minh, and once again here we are in my channel to play some rapid games. So in this session, we are going to play a 10-minute game. I will invite randomly in a pool. We are trying to, play some games slowly, show you my thinking process. Also, give a lesson as well, which I hope will be instructive. You guys can feel free to ask questions for me whenever you want to. Honestly, I hope that it can be an interactive session. We can have fun here, and I can give you guys to some extent. So, don't need to wait anymore. Starts. Okay, we got some guy from, I think Charlie Chang from Canada. D4, okay. This time I want to play D4 though. And yes, I do offer private coaching. You can send me messages through my email that I provide in the command. D5. Okay guys, now what do you want to see? London or Queen's Gambit? Obviously here we can play C4, F4 obviously, or Knight F3. But I think the two main things here is just Queen's Gambit and London. Obviously Catalan is fine too. But I think I will Queen's Gambit. What a good series. What a good series. It's been such a long time, right? Such a long time. C4. Honestly, London is just, I agree, London is just a lot. So, C4, E6. Knight C3. Knight F6. Okay, so you can play here, you can play here. There are plenty of moves. But I will play the E3 knight. Knight F3. Okay, round was in. Ooh. It is just rare, really rare to see this line. This is one of the very popular variation in high levels. But in this level, it is really rare for sure. So just nice to see someone playing this kind of thing in this early level, I will say that. The idea is, kind of the same with Nimzo Indian. When you're trying to, pin the knight on c3 and basically develop bishop with tempo. I will play the main line here. There are two things we can play. The main line is bishop g5, that's one. And queen a4 as well. Queen a4 is known to be, I would say, much more original. And bishop g5 is something that can be more fun and more, tactical as well. Okay, bishop g5. Okay, counter pin him. He pin us, and we pin him. That's it. E3. And then here. We just develop normally. Okay, guys. So here, although you can, I will not suggest play here. In the other level, I think just keep the pin alive. It's a good idea to put pressure on your opponent. Yep. Okay, you see, right? The pin is a thing that, really concerns a lot of players in early level. That's why he just will come back on a way to defend the pin, right? Okay, bishop d3. Time to develop our pieces. You think here you can see that, g5 or bishop g3, obviously g3. And g5 you can see that it really weakened his position, right? Knight g4. I mean, yeah, I think it's my bad trick. I think he knows theory, but now I know that he doesn't, for sure. This move, honestly, is just so strange. Okay, guys, can you tell me how can you win a pawn at this point of the day? How can you win a pawn here? Yeah, this is Catalan actually. This is Catalan. When you come to like knight e5 bishop in the main diagonal. But okay, this is actually a different thing. But white will still have the space initiative, and I would say fairly easier to play position. Takes and go here and win a pawn. All of a sudden, right? Takes. The thing about this Queen's Gambit is that most of the time it gives white some space initiative and, you know, somewhat easier position to develop. Okay, Queen d6. Free pawn. Oh, come on. Oh, come on. That's harsh. Okay, knight here. So now we just up a pawn, right? I don't know what he played then. Oh my, come on. Okay, Laughing Waffle. I can't even forget that word in my mind right now. Oh, come on. Okay. Oh, just castles. He cannot play here, right? My knight is covered h2. Okay, so now h3 going to be played here. Kick the knight away, and we're starting to push our center pawn. That's it. Bishop e6. I mean, this is a playable move, to be honest. But I will try something fun. This should not work. I will tell you why after the game, but I will show you some nice things here. d5. This is not working for sure. He got a way to deal with it. I will tell you how later, but I don't think you can see it. So now we're taking both the knight and the bishop, right? This is a fork. So take here, and we can win material. I will tell you why after the game. I mean, like, you know, after he played it, I mean. Here, Black can defend it for sure. But it will be so nice to see if he can defend the material. Okay, guys. Now, white to play and win the game. I would say win material. Correct. I mean, whenever you see the queen is standing on d5 together like this idea is very good. Boom. Rook d8. Ooh, this is cool. He see, I don't know if he see this, but he see the defense here. So now he sacrificed a pawn. I mean, sacrificed a piece, but he got some pressure in the d5, right? Which may look annoying. But I will play safe. e4. We defend the knight, right? And now we just are in danger. Knight ce5. A very good move by him, honestly. Now we need to be careful a bit. For instance, h3 runs into knight f3 and mate h2, right? So now you need to be slightly careful, not running into his tricks. So the move here, which is safest, is just knight e5, for sure. Queen e5, drop the knight. So this is on the move. Knight e5, correct. Yes, I mean, you know, it is lunchtime my time as well, so you can expect the cooking sour. Okay, bishop c2. Move bishop away, and now my knight can run away as well, and we are just up a piece. Okay, queen g6. It looks like a good move. Put pressure on my g file, but it has a big flaw, guys. What can white do here to finish the game? It is just having such a big flaw. Knight e7. Yes, it is. And now this is gonna be so bad for him. You know, king here we can take the knight, and rook d1 we got knight f8 checks. So whatever it is, we just up huge material here, and now up the whole queen, right? It's easy, very easy. Queen e2, run the queen away from d file. Knight 4, queen e3, okay. Just simply run the queen away. And now rook d1. I mean here, so when you up material, you can win whatever you want to. You can try to trade the rook here and go for the endgame, but you up a queen for sure. Or you can just go for the attack with an extra queens up. I will go for the attack myself. e5. I want to go for the attack. My idea now can be g4, where the knight is trapped. Also, queen e4 is good too, when we got the attack in the main b1 h1, I mean this diagonal I'm talking about. Okay, g4, f6. I don't know what I want to do, but I will try to go for the diagonal here. Guys, always memorize this battery. They are always so annoying and hard to defend against. For me, I will attack. Obviously, you can trade groups earlier and win the game, but I will go for the assault right away, which suddenly for him is hard to defend against. f5. He must play f5. That's it. He resigned. Okay, a fairly smooth win though. I think he knows some theory, but he doesn't? Okay. So guys, let's come to the game here again. And there's something I want to tell you about how it may turn out to be. Okay, here it is. So, in the game, so we play the Queen's Gambit, right? And this is called Queen's Gambit Decline. Compared to the Queen's Gambit attack, when he, Queen's Gambit accepted, I'm sorry, when he played dc4, right? So knight c3, knight f6 here, and knight f3 here has one, knight f3. This is called 3-knight variation in the Queen's Gambit Decline, which should be 4. This is called Ragozin's variation, but obviously I think Drake is correct. I can tell you that my opponent doesn't know theory. He just automatically pinned me, you know, automatically pinned me, and that is a thing that you will see a lot from some early level game. I will say that. I mean, that is fine. Not correct all the time, but that will give your opponent some headache for sure. We'll say that. Okay, we counter pin him. Castles, e3, and s6. So, I mean, honestly, guys, the main line here is bishop h6. Is the main line. Queen here, queen b3 is one, and c5. And I think it's like take here, and dc5 here, and then knight here. This is the main line for sure, I know it. But I mean here I want to play h4. Keep pressure in the diagonal here, you see? And in the game, there was someone asked me, what happened if black plays g5, right? But as you can see here, this one really weakened the king, you see? So now just here for instance, and now should d3 here, and even h4 can be considered as well. You don't really want to play g5 here. It's really weaken your king side. So normally, especially when white hasn't castled yet, don't do that. Can you take g5 there? Good question. I mean, I think that is fine. You will have plenty of counterplay for this material sacrificing. But obviously it's not really clear. And then I don't know, he can play like knight here, or king g7 is fine as well. The game is not easy at all. Like, you don't have enough attacking pieces. And that's why. When is it right to chase the bishop away fully? I mean, if you are not castled yet, that is fine. Or you can only do that when your opponent is already castled as well. The thing here about g5 is that it gives white an extra possibility with h4. Open up the h5 right away. But if the white king has already been castled, h4 is not that strong indeed. So chase the bishop right away, I would say that is good. But you need to know when to do that properly. You understand me? In the game, he just blocked the pin. I mean, it is fully unnecessary to play this move. It just, loses tempo, right? It loses free tempo here, doing nothing at all. But okay, I can understand, I would say, his desire to stop the pin. Honestly speaking, this is not a great move. But okay, I can understand why you play this. I will recommend something like knight d7 here, probably, and then let's see c5, or just like this one as well. Keep on developing. But in early level, at some moment you may be kind of afraid to allow the pin like this, right? Should b7, should d3. You see, I mean for white. So I mean here, let's just set a c6, right? You can look at the position, and you see that white seems to have this space in his shape, right? He can develop pieces easily. He can try to put the pieces in some ideal location, but for black, you see, right? They doesn't seem to get plenty of space left in their position, and that is when things doesn't seem to be so easy for him at all, since he doesn't have space to put the pieces into where he wants to, right? And that is what you normally will have in the Queen's Gambit. Some space in a shape, and basically a slight edges. That's it. In the game, so knight g4, he wanted to trade the bishops, which obviously is wrong. He simply forget about the defense of the pawn on d5 here. So he should play like maybe here or here. I think both are good. But in the game, this is wrong move. Take here, win a pawn. Yes it is. Queen here, knight c3, back to home obviously. Knight here, castles, and h6. This is fine, but he needs to find the best defense here. It's not easy. In the game, d5 is wrong. I know that. Okay guys, time for me to show you some defending method. I think there are at least two ways to defend here. Two ways. First of all, I can recommend knight ce5. Knight ce5. This is what he played in the game. Just wrong moment. Why? Here, if you take the bishop, right? Boom! And mate, nice move. You see? So this kind of play is a very nice play as well. Especially when you got the threats on h2 like this. So for your guys here who is watching, I highly recommend h3 first, honestly. Kick the knight away, and there won't be any kind of tricks for you to face with. And in the game here, he can play knight c5 to force us in some kind of tricky position. Takes here, he took the queen. And since that's the threat on h2, g3, right? And he can run. And he's down a pawn. And he can still have a chance to survive. Have some chances to survive. That's it. I think rook d8 is good too, right? It's really good too as well. When, I mean, you can win the bishop on d3 probably. And it's still good for you, for sure. And I think for me, this is the second defending method. For me it is. In the game, someone gave me knight before. But I think this is wrong. Since now he can play d6. Right? And knight d3, and this one is just bad for you. I mean, everything looks so poor for you. You see, right? Everything looks so poor. Pieces look so passive and so hanging as well. That's when all things look so good for white. That's it. In a game, he doesn't find the best defense. He takes on d5 here. We take back with the bishop here. And obviously, if queen d5, we got this cover trick, right? That win us the material. And that's it. He played rook d8, e4, defend the knight. And we centralize as well. Knight c5, a very good move. Sadly, wrong time. So, as I mentioned in the game process, you guys always need to be very careful, right? If you just like, get careless and play something like h3, this is gonna be bad for you. So always be careful, even though when you're winning. There can be some hidden tricks that you may fall for, So always be, asking yourself, like, what does he want to do? And prevent it, if this is really serious. Takes and c2, right? Now my idea is simple. Put the knight back, and then, okay, just converting up a piece. But then he just founters knight here and here and here, and we got a queen, right? And this is just easy winning. I think the last part of the game doesn't worth any analysis, where he just down a full queen and just over, right? So that's it. That is it. Okay, final part of the game. I will try to review the game here by the engine. I'm pretty sure my play is not correct, but I think on the explanation, it's not hard to understand, right? Okay guys, time for question. Is my explanation clear enough? Or there's something you want to ask from me as well? Okay, here it is. You see, right? The accuracy is not so good. I also make one blunder here. You see? I also make one blunder here. For sure. But I just play something safe. Just play something, basically some safe approach. I know that my play is not like the best, for sure. But I just show you basically some easy stuff. You see, right? d5 is considered to be mistakes. I know this. I know. But it's just something so tempting I want to show you for sure. And yes, it is. A thing to do when you're winning is that you need to be a bit cautious. When the thing is that happen with your, I will say that, with your thoughts, like, okay, you think you're winning, and then you may be losing some of the focus, losing some of the attention, and then your opponent may trick you with some lame tricks. Always be careful. I think Lasker is correct. A very famous quote by Lasker is that the hardest position to win is the winning position. And I always think that is correct. Even though when you're winning, you need to be careful. Don't fall for any kind of tricks from your opponent. That's it. Well, since he can play knight c5 to defend, you know, right? That's why this is wrong. I mean, if it is a blitz game, I would play like knight e4 here probably. Some probably knight e4 here, and then knight c5, or h3 as well, or here, whatever. I can play safe. But d5, I know that's wrong. But I just want to show you that, you know, something attempting can be wrong. I mean, can be wrong. I mean, I think the engine 1 plays move to c1. You see, right? Just develop the rook into the semi-open file. That's it. That is it. I mean, now I'm talking like this way for you guys. And I'm talking with you guys like this, right? I'm talking with you guys like this. But I mean, in reality, I always have difficulties against Daniel. Even though I can win against him in terms of position, he can always find some tricks against me. And, you know, cause me to think less time on the clock or even flag at some point. So that's why, I mean, that's the thing. And at some point, just not easy at all. Just not easy at all. So guys, okay, so thank you Jam for the 5 subs. Appreciate it. Okay, any other questions for the game? I really wish you can understand me. So, okay, good. So I will stop recording for sure and give some brief talking to finish the stream.